Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and happy August to you all, and hope you're all enjoying the summer. I know it's been quite a while since I last rapped at you, but I've been very busy, and I'm going to go through a few of the things that I was busy doing. As you all know, I don't do these camera shows unless I've got something to show, and my goodness, I've got some stuff to show. In fact, I'll be doing it this week, and I'll be doing it next week on Friday, the 22nd. And maybe after that, a couple more, because I just, I've got content, everyone. Woohoo! Exciting. So, how are you all doing? Good. Hey, who's in the chat? Super City 100. Hello, Albert Kadar. Good evening, and I'm sure many more of you as well. Super City, you've got a little, like some sort of GIF. No, not GIF. Some sort of emoji next to your name. What does that mean? Something number one. Are you my number one fan? Well, hello. Anyway, so been having some good times and some even better times, and I hope you have too. So, right now, firstly, let's just jump right into it. The Exploding Cinema book is out. What's Exploding Cinema? Exploding Cinema is a screening group that I've been a part of since, my goodness, might be 25 years now I've been with them, and they've been around for 34 years. And we did a show in Peckham, which is a place in southeast London, rapidly becoming a very trendy area. And we put a show on which was in Fahrenheit, it must have been like 100 degrees in there. It was really, really bad. Also, because of the projections and everything. Well, let me show you some of what went on there. Let's see. Let's get this logo off. There we go. So we filled the place with lovely projections and showed a lot of short films, independently made short films. If you've made a short film, we'll show it. Is it less than 20 minutes? We'll show it. Is it any good? We don't care. We'll show it. That's Exploding Cinema. And we decorate the place and we make it lovely. And I got this. Anyway, so I got this in the post the other day. Very exciting, because what it is boom, it is a book about Exploding Cinema. And it's been a long time coming, this book. In fact, I've got the book right here. Interesting there. So let's get that off. There we go. It's called Boom, The Exploding Cinema and the New London Underground, and it is now for sale. In fact, I made a little movie about that. Oops. That way. Always find that. Finally gathered in. I'm supposed to be reading this, really, shouldn't I? With lots of big, colourful pictures. Documenting the thrills, the spills, and the eyewitness accounts of the legendary Exploding Cinema. Lovely stuff, and it is, oh damn it, why do I always do that? It is available for £23 on the Exploding Cinema website, and look how thick the bloody thing is. Yes, you're getting value for money, and it's all like stories and flyers and pictures and all sorts of interesting things, not just about Exploding, but about the entire London underground film scene since 1991. So yes, go out and get your copy. In fact, if you go to the Exploding Cinema website, there we go. You can at explodingcinema.org. The link is in the YouTube description, and you can you can not only buy the book, but you can also come to one of our shows because we're still doing shows. That's right. The next show will be on the 27th of September. I might even be presenting that one. And the one after that, 22nd November. Those both in London. And the book launch, you can buy tickets for the book launch, where it's just not just going to be us sitting around talking about the book. There's going to be all sorts of fun party stuff there at the legendary Horse Hospital in London. Unfortunately, Roger, the guy who runs it, has recently died. So, yes. But don't let that stop you. It was nothing catching, I'm sure. So, yes, go to explodingcinema.org, buy the book, buy a ticket for the book launch, buy a ticket for the show, for the next show, and I'll see you there. Enough of that little plug there. Interestingly enough, I was approached recently to do plugs for Nikon. Or Nikon. I better sort that out before I take any of their money. Yeah, I didn't really decide to do that because, I don't know, I just feel a bit funny shilling for products, even if it is Nikon. So I don't know, what do you think about that? Should I take the devil's shilling, the king's shilling, and start telling you to go to Nikon website and buy their cameras? I mean, they're pretty good cameras. God, I'm already talking them up. I better not before they before I give them a free ad. They say they might just give me a camera out of it, which that's kind of tempting there. Regular 8mm says, "Hi Ben from Pittsburgh, PA, USA." Hey, regular 8mm. There'll be some super tonight. Not so much regular, but it's going to be cameras for everyone. Right. Okay, right. And before we get on to showing you an actual camera, I'm going to big up one more time the lovely people at Straight 8, because as you know from previous shows, I made a Straight 8 film. I was very, very excited to have it shown at the IMAX in London. But before the IMAX, they had a screening in Cannes, of all places. And so I went to Cannes with my little Super 8 camera. First time I've ever been when the film festival's going on. And I went with my lovely wife, Sissy, and we had a great time. We went to there's people going up the old red carpet. That's Antibes. And I filmed this on some 200T film, and came out okay. I developed it myself. There's the screening we had in Cannes, and we all dressed up, of course, and got to see everyone else's Straight 8 films as well, and it was great fun. And we stood out in the street drinking both nights. So I didn't go to any parties on any yachts, mainly because I wasn't invited to one, but also because it was everyone in the film industry was just standing out on the street drinking. So you don't need to get invited anywhere if you go to Cannes. You can just go to various bars and standing on the streets drinking and mix with the cream of the film industry. Good fun. And then Straight 8 went and showed it in London in, of all places, the IMAX, which is crazy it's crazy for Super 8 to go on an IMAX. So I've got some pictures from there. So yeah, big reception first. They gave us some free drink. Who doesn't like a bit of free drink? All the other filmmakers were there. And then we went into the massive IMAX cinema, there we go, at Waterloo in London. And we watched all our Straight 8 films on the big screen. And that was fun. And then afterwards, we stood out in the street drinking, which you can see a pattern here. So anyway, if you want to make a Straight 8 film, by all means, go to their website, sign up. However, they're doing an offer at the moment, which is you can get a free entry to the Straight 8 competition. I just discovered on a website called Short Stuff. And if you are a filmmaker who is low income, radicalized, or marginalized, then you can get a free entry, which is worth something like £200. So, yeah, by all means, go and tell them that you're radicalized. If you're not radicalized, tell them you got low income. And if you don't have low income and you're not radicalized, tell them you're marginalized. And yes, you might be able to get a free entry into the next year's Straight 8. It really was fun. It was there's my actress Lisa, who was in my film. And there she is again, me pointing to her, very helpful there. And look what they had at the thing. They had all at the IMAX show. They had all these cameras for you to just look at and drool over. Lucky I didn't get any drool on them. Including, look at this. Look at that. It's the old new Kodak. The old. It's the new Kodak camera, which I got to touch. I didn't get to actually film with it. But yeah, it's a bit chunky, I've got to say. You know, it doesn't feel like a £5,000 camera, but yeah, what the hell. So yes, that's the Straight 8. And now let's see the film that all the fuss was about. Yes, I finally have the ability to show you the full film that I made. And I know some of my watchers have already seen this. They found it on the Straight 8 website. But we're just going to sit back and watch the full film, because the last camera show I did all sorts of making of footage, and I've been teasing it forever. Now let's sit back and watch it. And it's called There Will Be Another. Now, let me just remind you that this was filmed all on one single cartridge of Super 8 with no editing at all. I just started and stopped the filming when I think the scene demanded it, and then made a soundtrack afterwards, which went pretty well, I'd say. So let's have a look. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my Straight 8 2025 film that took me to Cannes, There Will Be Another.
Oh my God, it's the bus! Oh, I'm gonna make it. Come on, I can get it. I think I can. Oh, no, I'm never gonna get it. Damn it. Oh, if I'd have been a minute earlier. Damn it. So annoying. Mind you, he's just sitting there. I could probably just make it if I run now. Right, I'm going for it. For it. Yeah. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. So annoying. God knows when the next one's gonna be. Ages. Could be 10 minutes. I'm just going to have to stand here and wait. How annoying. I hate that. Well, Oi, get off the pavement, you. No countdown display. I've got no phone signal. Well, the timetable's complete bollocks. I can't even see down the road to see if there's a bus coming. Oh, but hang on. Oh, hang on. If I look in the window, I can, in that reflection window, I can just about make out a reflection. Is that a bus? Is that a bus? Can I see a bus there? Could be. Is that a bus? Not sure. I think it is a bus. Something big, but I'm not sure. I think it is. It definitely is. Yeah, that is definitely a bus. Oh, hallelujah. Right, I'll be there in about 10 minutes, then I can be in town. I think I'll be just about all right. Thank God for that. Oh, thank God for that. Hang on. Huh? What? Well, where's it gone? Huh? Oh, for God's sake. Where is it? Where the hell has it gone? Has it evaporated? Could swear I saw. God's sake, this is ridiculous. I give up. Loud. I'm going to walk to the next stop. Oh no, the plants. They haven't been watered for ages. They look terrible. Really dry. Well, okay, have I got time? Have I got a couple of minutes to give them some water? There's nothing coming. Okay, I'll give you a quick water. Okay, just a quick one. You owe me, plants. Oh, shit! Run! Stop! Come on, stop! Please stop! Stop! No! Run! thank God for that.
Oh,
thank
thank
God for that. Oh, right, upstairs. Well, I hope the front seat's free.
134.
134? Oh, this isn't even my bus.
There we go. There will be another, obviously referring to buses there. And that was the film, just with me and Lisa. And we, got shown in Cannes thanks to that. So there is, there is a chance if you enter Straight 8 that you will go to Cannes too and drink out on the street like me. Anyway, Super Cine 100 says, any chance you can borrow the camera and test it? Nah, I don't think so, really, because the Kodak camera there was being guarded by two guys from Kodak. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, isn't that nice? Regulating me, love those leggings. Yes, the Lisa came with all her own clothes, and I said, she said, should I wear dark leggings or bright color? I said, definitely bright color. It's a crappy, overcast grey day. We need as much color as possible in this film. And yeah, she was great. Super Cine 100 is a great little film. Thank you, Super Cine 100. Very, very kind of you all. I am making a Straight 8 film this year for next year's festival. And if you are able to come to London, I am actually looking for actors and crew for it. That's right. You yourself could be in one of my films. I need 8 actors and 2 crew. I've worked it out. So drop me a line. Website is zerobudgetfilmschool.com. You can get hold of me that way. On Instagram, I'm just Ben Slotover. So send me a message if you want to be if you want to get involved in the next Straight 8 film that I make. You might even make some money. No, I do believe in paying my cast and crew, even if it's just a pittance. I've paid peanuts before, and then what do you get when you pay peanuts? You get monkeys. Yes. Very old thing there, old saying. Right. Shall we get on to the camera of the night? We shall. Have I got anything else to talk about? No. That's it. Exploding Cinema, Straight 8 wrap up. Yep. Now, I made an edit from a previous camera show where I talked about the Sony V600, and I edited that and put it on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, there's edited bits from all these camera shows. In fact, the camera shows usually last 45 minutes or so, but these edited bits, I tried to get them down to 1 minute, and they're doing quite well. They're quite successful. So before I get into my camera, I want to lead you in by showing you the latest 1 minute Instagram, which will lead into, where am I? There am I. Will lead into the next camera. There will be a link there. So here we go. Just 1 minute long. This is from a previous camera show, the Sony V600. The Sony CCD V600E Handycam. And it's a format called High 8. They had buttons back in the day for exposure, for shutter speed, for white balance, auto or manual focus, zoom, of course. Here are some microphone options. You can plug your own microphone in. In here, where your outputs, audio, left and right, and video, and S-video, it just about fits in your hand. You could film, you could play back, you could watch what you've played back. Let's have a look at some footage. That's what High 8 quality looked like. A little bit desaturated, a little bit video, a little bit analog. And there's another function now. It's got something for titles. What it does, it takes a contrast-based picture grab of whatever you're pointing it at. Then you could make your own titles, and you can superimpose those titles on your picture. I found that if you made a circle and then pointed it at the TV for the old video feedback effects. That's my hands back in 1993. Cool effects there. Right. Have I jumped the shark, everyone? Am I recycling old material? And well, I am, but it is relevant to this show. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about a video camera, and I wasn't going to do a show about a video camera tonight, but I was going down Brick Lane recently just to get a bagel, and I found a gentleman standing beside a table where he had various sort of broken, crappy cameras, but one of the broken, crappy cameras, didn't know it was broken then, caught my eye. And that was this. Yeah. It's a Sony one-chip video camera. Oh, my green screen's gone berserk. With this mounting on it, which, it looks like it's been just ripped off a wall or a ceiling, which it may well have been. Ripped off and then sold for the princely sum of £8. Yes, I am the proud owner of a Sony. I'm going to get this mounting off it now because it's just annoying me. I just put it on there to show you, but it unscrews. It's like a tripod screw there. I'm going to go into this camera. It's called a Sony SSC-DC198P. In fact, let's get into my little box on the side there. I've had enough of that. And also, this is not relevant anymore. There we go. So that's a close-up of it, and we'll get the live camera on as well. Good. So we're all sorted now. It's not the kind of Sony camera you get in the consumer shops in the market, because it doesn't have a power unit to itself. You just plug the power straight into there, and it's got this BNC composite video output. No audio. It doesn't seem to. No, it doesn't seem to have any audio. And I thought, well, for £8, I'll give it a shot. You know, I mean, for even this lens, besides, by the way, which is removable, so maybe I can stick that on something. Don't get your hopes up. Let's talk about a bit this. This is the lens for a start is called a there we go, a Computar 2.6mm 1 to 1.6 1/3 inch. I guess that's the size of the CCD, maybe. Yeah, probably. CS. That's the mounting. It's called a CS mount. Unfortunately, not C mount. In Japan, and it's got, as you can see there, it's got just two dials on it, a focus and an aperture. Very kind of. In fact, you can just see in the center there. Oop, you can see the aperture opening and closing there. There we go. See, open, closed. It's got a nice kind of like non-digital kind of feel to it. It's just a chunky little video camera that will give you a single video feed. So, yeah, I did a bit of research on this. So let's see the result of my research. So I found some PDFs about it, and they're all kind of tailored to the security market. Because, no one's going out to film their kids with this thing unless their kids are out robbing convenience stores. So, and even then, you wouldn't have the parent filming them on a handy cam. Although, these days, who the hell knows? People might do that. Hey, Michael Carter in the house. Hey, Michael, legend. Ha 2 channels. Hello from Pittsburgh. Okay. Oh, is that? Are you regular 8mm as well? Okay, all right. You've just doubled my viewership. Oh dear, that's okay. So yes, Sony's new versatile and stylish color cameras, specifically designed for surveillance and monitoring applications, ranging from building and airport security to banking and retail stores and more. Toilets. Bloody perverts. Anyway, I'm not going to read all of that, all of that bump. There's various ways you can set it up, and that's actually a camera, a remote controllable unit. Which, if you plug it into here where it says lens, I think it's got a servo which can actually do the focus and the aperture itself. This one didn't come with it. Doesn't matter. What else we got? Okay, specifications. That's what we like, isn't it? Yes. In fact, let's see if we can get a bit of zoom on that. So this is it. There's SDC198P. Well, anything interesting to see about that? PAL. It's what's on-off switchable. I think I'm zoomed up a bit too much. Okay, that's stuck now. All right, it's oh god, there's a lot of techie stuff here. It's only got 330 TV lines. That's not very good. 330. Good lord, that's less than 480p, isn't it? That's somewhere between 240 and 480. Oy, and there's various stuff here, which I guess means something to someone. Oh, here we go. Signal noise ratio, video out, operating temperature minus 10 to 50 degrees. Okay. Storage temper minus 40. Okay. Well, we're not very interested in all of that, are we? And there's and then there's the various switches and knobs on it, which we'll have a quick look at. Why don't we? Okay, right. So here's where the old camera goes out of focus. But what I can see here, it says AGC, which is automatic gain control, BLC, which is backlight correction, and something CCD iris, which I think is something to do with some sort of auto iris within the CCD, the charge coupled device. Now these are important. This says V phase and this says level, just level. I don't know why that says level. So basically you just plug it in and plug some audio in. So let's do that, shall we? I got one of these, which is a very useful BNC to phono adapter. It just goes right into that. So if it twist and then power and boom, the camera is now on. And let's see some footage that I took from using this camera. And in fact, I can show you how I took it, which is, here we go. There, this is how I had to capture footage. I basically put the camera on a magic arm, clamped it to this this laptop stand, plugged it into the laptop with this converter thing, and had the laptop capture the image via OBS, which is in fact what I'm talking to you now on OBS. So it's not the most convenient way to film anything, but let's see what happened when I did some filming with this camera. Let's get me back in here. Here we go, and here's the footage from this lovely camera. And yeah, I'm beginning to see why it only cost £8, because it's got some kind of V-hold problem. Yeah, in my camera there is problem. Unfortunately, the best I can get it is with this annoying kind of fuzzy line right there in the middle of the picture, which is not optimal. It's a bit suboptimal. In fact, I can just, if I change the vertical hold on it, well, just let's ignore that for the moment, that whole business up there in the middle. I change the vertical hold, it does move around, but it never goes away. So yes, very, very standard definition analog video picture, if anyone's ever mucked around with an old camera. See, look, it does move from the center, so it's not the chip that's wrong. Something's going on. I mean, it could be a dry join, it could be a circuitry problem. It might just need a good punch, this thing. But who knows? Who knows? It is a shame because, you know, who doesn't like an old standard def camera? You know, this thing, it may be a bit janky, but why not try anyway to do something with it, something of some sort. And so I did the old pointing the camera at a live screen, which is what you saw on that previous picture there, that previous film that I showed you. And I got some very, very nice results out of that. Let me show you. Okay, so that's the, you know, that's as good as we're going to get if I wanted to get a straight picture. However, let's get rid of that. And here is some super cool stuff I could when I pointed that camera at a live screen. And that's just my screwdriver I'm holding in front of the screen there. And it's feeding back the picture multiple times, and it's making all sorts of like crazy stuff happen. Not only that, but actually the interference, the analog interference in the thing there actually improves the feedback because it keeps the picture live and moving and jiggling around. I mean, look at that. Just mental stuff. So I could still use this for doing like art and various effects with, because why the hell not? If you can make stuff like this happen, and it's interactive as well. Stick the old hand in front of it, get some very nice effects there. Lovely. Hey, Barry Steinlag is in the house. Hey, Barry. Yeah. So that's what happens when you point the camera at a live screen. So look, so I can turn the iris now. Whoops. There we go. And what about some focusing while we're at it? Yay, we've got a live picture. Hooray. So that's the screwdriver I was using. And you can look at this little character here. I'm going to get that really close there. You can get extremely close to stuff. I mean, practically macro. This is just a little lead figure, and this is like an inch away from the lens. You get even closer. Can you go all the way like up to touching the lens? Practically, you can. Let's get some light on this thing. Oh goodness me! This is the kind of thing that I spend hours doing when I ought to be doing some proper work. Right, let's get that closer there. Okay, all right. So let's get into this guy's face. Yeah, look, we are super close there. And then I can get the... see, it doesn't have a very good dynamic range. Look behind. Look up. Oh, God, I'm all confused now. Look up here. Up here, it's getting dark now. And it's already bleached out. That's not a very bright sky out there. That's already bleached out. And then if I turn the thing so that that's properly exposed outside, then the inside is too dark. So yeah, there we go. Dynamic range, not the best. Turn it up again. Yeah. Anyway, if I turn, here's what I was talking about before. There we go. If I adjust this V phase thing here with the screwdriver, I wish they'd just give you a knob, and then this is what happens. See, look, it just moves that interference back and forth, and it's a shame because otherwise this would be a working obsolete camera. However, I'm going to put it over here where I have, of course, a live image, a live picture of what the camera is actually looking at. So it's looking at the screen, and let's focus it on there, and we're going to have some immense fun right now with some live video feedback. Let's get that screwdriver out of the way. In fact, we don't really need the top camera on right this moment, do we? No. There we go. So pointed at a screen for a live feedback effect. Let's change the brightness. Get it down a bit, down a bit, down a bit. Whoa, look at those colors. Nice. And let's use the old screwdriver. There we go. Hands in front of it. In fact, what I found was quite interesting. If I get really close to the screen, like this close, yeah, you just put your finger in front of it, and then it gets to a point where the whole thing just craps out. It just gets too excited. Not today. Maybe it's because maybe the glove is stopping it from happening. But there you go. So yeah, I mean, in fact, let's nice. I gotta stop saying that. There we go. See, I ought to just, when this is finished, I'm gonna just attach a regular camera to this thing and just mess about with that, because that that interference is kind of annoying. Of course, if you turn it really high up, it just turns into a dark line. Yeah. So, you know, what can be done? This is what can be done. You could have fun. If you go down Brick Lane in London or any market, get a crappy camera, you know, like just really under a tenner, and then just mess around. And if it doesn't work, take it apart and start messing with it until something comes out. You know, you never know what you're going to get. Yeah, let's do some circuit bending on these things. Why not? In fact, I don't know what I'm going to do with this camera. I might just donate it to Exploding Cinema and, you know, make freaky visuals with it. Nice. Well, I'm glad I got it to work, sort of. I mean, sort of live. There we go. Now, Barry says video feedback loop. Exactly, Barry. That's some good stuff, that video feedback. Let's get, in fact, what? This would be interesting. No, I can't do that. No. Yeah. See if I've got some other stuff. Ah, yes. Now this is also interesting. There's nothing you can do with this camera, and I'm going to try and do it live, but then I'll show you some results of some tinkering, which went really well. Okay, so I've got my picture here. As I said, very little, very low amount of dynamic range. However, let's do something with that low dynamic range. See, I've overexposed and it's all gone white. If I turn it about right, it's like that. But if I overexpose, it bleaches out. Now, yeah, Super Cine, 1970s Top of the Pops. Yes, and of course the original Doctor Who. Yes, original upset. Damn, you got there before me, Barry. Original episodes of Doctor Who used it. Yes, I know. But they didn't have this in Doctor Who's time, which is something I'm going to show you now. So what I'm doing is, you can't see that. Well, I guess I can show you on OBS what I'm going to do. So I go to Filters. See, there's Chroma Key. And I'm going to make the key color white. Okay? And that means... Well, hey, that means whenever, let's focus it. Whenever I bleach out, it'll actually, everything white that bleaches out will become transparent, and you get these crazy effects like this. So you can have something that's not white, and then with all that together, you can make something like this. And this effect, I'm going to get that off, it's giving me a headache. This effect here, I'm going to show you. Where is it? Here we go. That's not it. Oh, did I even? Yes, here it is. Okay. So what I'm going to show you now is some video where I used the... Just a minute. There we go. I used the aperture, opened and closed it, like this. I used the aperture, and what I did was... Let's get that on the side there. Yeah. Turn all this stuff off. Too much stuff on at the moment. Yeah, so what I did was I used the aperture and I opened and closed it while it was doing... Oh, there it is. Okay, you can see on that. Let's take that image off. Okay. Oh, that's nice. This is what I'm after. So I keyed out the white and I opened and closed the aperture. And I got some really, really excellent effects. Such as this. That was it. And if you'd see that towards the end, let me just, in fact, I'm just going to play this back and freeze frame it on sections. Okay. you see how my eyes, it looks like I'm wearing dark glasses, but I'm not. That green band was actually that interference band that went across. So, something goes wrong, use it in an effect. Let's see a bit further. So that's the interference band. There again, that's the interference band. So there's a strip of green across my face for whatever reason. There again, doesn't look too bad that time. And here, see, there's a gap in the key there. That's the interference band. And I sat with it exactly over my eyes. So my eye's the last thing that gets keyed out, which looks pretty cool, especially when I blinked there. Just see that bit again. Oh, whoops. So, here. Yeah, that's why I pre-record this stuff, because that took me hours to achieve that effect, just hours of mucking about. And if I tried to do it live now, it would have been like, the last 20 minutes that we've been watching with me just messing about and dropping stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what else I can tell you about this. It is I don't know. If it worked, I might find some use for it. The fact that it's got that interference band means it's good for circuit bending and effects. And there we have it. So, yeah, I might just give it away. Who knows? Hey, maybe I'll give it away on a camera show. Why not? Now, in the spirit of the video flavor of tonight's show, we're going to end off with a film not shot on Super 8 or 16mm or Standard 8. I'm going to show you a film that I shot on that old Sony V600 that I just showed you the short for, the Instagram short. And this was a series of films that I made with a group called Otaku Saloon in Vienna. And Otaku Saloon are just about to have they're about to celebrate their 30-year anniversary, which, good for them. And I'm involved in that as well. But this is a film we made for them way, way back in the day. And I've shown you the trailer for it in the past, but I've never shown you the actual film. So the film is basically a series of fight films where our idea was to have a series of characters, a bit like in a game like Tekken or a Virtua Fighter back in the day. And we'd create all these different crazy characters. And in each film we showed, it would be one of them fighting another one. Until eventually, I guess there'd only be one left. No, we'd do it in whatever they do in the football, where they leagues, not leagues, where 8 people fight and there's 4 people left and there's 4 heats. Is it heats? I think it's heats. Anyway, so we only made like 4 films in the end, so we didn't really follow through with that entire idea. But let's have a look. This was shot on the Sony, that high 8 Sony V600. And we'll start with the intro sequence where we completely ripped off the music from Tekken. And then we'll go into fight number 1. And if we feel like it, let's go into fight number 2. Oh, that lovely analog buzzing noise. Aziz. So 90s. Right, so there's the lineup of our fighters. And the first fight is Aziz versus Dr. Brostov, the two-headed monkey scientist. That was actually in Dublin, that building. Tension mounting. Oh my God. Just wipes his mouth. Oh no. To be continued. That was one of the most ridiculous things I made, but that was for Otaku Saloon. Super Cine 100 says it has a great look, easy to forget what consumer video is like. Yeah. Funnily enough, it looks worse than Super 8 did like 10 years previously. So yeah, what's that all about? Oops. So yeah, do you want to see another one? I've got one more. I've got one more that I was in. Might as well. Come on, I've queued it up. I might as well show it. So that was fight one, Aziz versus Dr. Brostov, the two-headed monkey scientist. And this one is Hawaiian shirt driller killer man versus Shaolin monk guy. So yeah, let's see how that one ends up. Sounds nicked from the Andromeda strain. Who's this dangerous character?
The Iron Finger was designed to combat iron armor. The whole body's strength is concentrated in the fingertips. It's used to attack the pressure points and disturb the breath control, after which the opponent is virtually helpless. By itself, it doesn't actually break iron armor, but it can sense out the weak point in the armor and show where to attack.
Uh-oh. What was in the bottle? We may never know because we had no idea at the time. So we just, and those amazing locations, that prop thing, that was around the back of some TV studio. We just sort of found it and decided to shoot there. So yes, very guerrilla style. So that was all part of something called Otaku Saloon, and they are doing their 30th anniversary show in the Rabenhof Theatre in Vienna. If you're down Vienna on the 11th of October, it's going to be 30 years of all that kind of crazy nonsense that Peter Waldeck there has come up with, and me, and those videos had some of the old crew who will be in that as well. So the Super says that should have been a blue nitrile glove that grabbed him. Do you know? Yeah, my past being grabbed by my future. No, we only had a roll of masking tape. We had no monster effects, just had a roll of masking tape, and yeah, it was the cheapest crap ever, which is really what video is good for in a way nowadays, because Super 8 and film, you need a bit of a budget to pay for all the film and whatnot. I've shown you all sorts of ways that you can get around the cost, but really it's if you want just to muck about, then video is there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not a snob here. Anyway, so I believe that takes us to the end. Unfortunately, it's been it's been an interesting show. It's been a bit out of the ordinary, and I'm glad you all come along with me for it, because the show was not going to be like this whatsoever until I saw that weird security camera on a table being sold by a crackhead. So that took us into some interesting places tonight, and next show will be next Friday the 22nd, and that will also be taking us into some interesting places. We've got hopefully I'll be having a guest on the show quite soon, which is something I used to do and haven't done for ages just because it's a hassle, but yes, might have a guest for you. And also I'll be talking about I've got enough material here for 5 shows here. I got five shows here, just all mapped out. So that was number 1 of the latest batch. The one after that is we're going to be revisiting the Bolia battery. There have been some developments on the Bolia battery front, the aftermarket battery front. Some interesting news. And I'm going to be making a developer out of some shit I found in the garden. So so we're going to just give that a try. We're going to do Daggy Brundert style. We're going to find out whether these natural developers actually work, and that's all coming next week on Ben's Camera Show, Friday 22nd of August. Barry, thank you for coming. Super Cine 100 and Michael Carter and regular 8mm, even though we're suspecting now that those are the same person. Albert, everyone who commented, thank you. Everyone who didn't comment and watched anyway, thanks also. And if you're not watching this live, then I've probably cut out a whole bunch of fecking around with not getting the video camera to work properly. But anyway, if you watched it live, thanks for joining us, and it's been fun. So good night, everyone, and see you next Friday, the 22nd. Not Thursday, Friday. I'm busy Thursday. I can't do the show next Thursday, but Friday. So see you all then. Bye-bye.